good on the asshole meter.
All right. Check.
How many times am I going to say asshole on this podcast?
Yeah, I guess I should have put like a warning in the beginning. Just an FYI. There is going to be cursing.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, you wanted it, you got it. The place for the untold, real, raw, and juicy stories of dirt track racing. It's Dirt Track Confessions. And now here's your host, Mandee Pauch Mahaney.
Hey, hello, everyone. Welcome to Dirt Track Confessions. I'm your host, Mandee Pauch Mahaney, and today, gosh, this is like third, four. Like I feel like you're the most repetitive guest we've had.
That's
Jordan.
not related to you.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Welcome back, Jordan.
Hey, thanks. Glad to be back.
So Jordan just like randomly tossed this idea at me, and I honestly have not a gosh darn clue what we're doing. I kind of have an idea, but he's pretty much running the show today.
All right, great. You're actually going to give me the reins? That's not a good idea. We saw that went last time.
Yep.
All right, yeah. So I've been seeing a trend on other podcasts, which obviously we don't want to copy anybody, but a lot of people seem to be doing kind of the same thing in their own genres. Mm-hmm. They take stories from the great website of Reddit, and they just kind of retell them on podcasts. They react to them, and so I was like, let's do that. See if we can find any racing ones or things that have to do with race cars. It was very difficult.
I was like, you did your homework, because how many Reddit reviews and I thought Reddit was like a review, but it's stories.
Well, Reddit
is this like a public diary?
Reddit's everything. Reddit it ranges everything from gaming to people just sharing videos, people sharing stories, people sharing experiences. They share blogs, like stuff like that. Like it's a whole array of things. It's a nightmare hole to fall down if you get bored and end up on it. It's like kind of like YouTube. Okay. You can end up finding yourself in a deep dark hole.
Are there videos on there?
Yeah, they share videos.
I guess I should have like checked out Reddit beforehand, but it's okay.
Yeah. So there's a section on Reddit that is it's acronym, right? Mm-hmm. Acronym AITA, which is short for Am I the Asshole? Oh. So people will go on there and use under the thread of AITA, which is they'll tell the story, but they're asking the Redditors out there, am I the asshole? And they'll share their story of a situation where they feel like either they might have been wrong, or maybe they're telling the story about somebody else. Are they wrong? Like I've heard stories about people telling stories about their in-laws being really crazy, or talking about a situation where they felt bad about doing something to their significant other and asking whether or not they're in the wrong or their significant other's in the wrong. Those kind of situations. Okay. So I went fishing for anything that could be racing related, race car related.
You just type in like race car.
I literally typed in AITA race car.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. I would probably done the same thing. So cool.
And that really didn't give me anything.
No.
And then I did racing, and that really didn't take me anywhere. And then I did, just to generalize, I did NASCAR, and then I did dirt racing, and then I did dirt track, and I plucked a few out. Granted, some of them, I know people are here, the podcast is called Dirt Track Confessions. Mm-hmm. We're not going to have many dirt track or dirt-related things here. A couple F1 stories.
Okay.
A couple others are just racing-related. And then there's like one or two that are just, hey, it's just a story, and it kind of has to do with racing. It said race car in it, so it works. It counts.
Yes.
But we'll see where this goes. I think they're not like super funny, but they're interesting, really interesting topics that maybe we can kind of, share our opinion on.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
Share our opinion.
Yep.
We'll see what happens. So I'll start with the first one. This one, so it always starts off with the tagline, AITA. So you're reading it out. Am I the asshole? And then they'll generalize it. So we'll go with the first one here.
Oh, boy.
Ready?
I'm nervous, but yeah.
All right, this one's okay.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for wanting to buy my son a racing go-kart, but not my stepson?
Does he explain why?
And then the story follows.
Okay. I mean, there's got to be an explanation, right?
Yes, that's the point. It starts with the tagline of just this is the tagline, and then
we get the details. Gotcha.
And the details. Okay. So I'll read this as fast as I can.
Okay.
I have been with my girlfriend for nearing 5 years. She has one child from a previous relationship. His father is actively involved. Her and I have one child together. I took her child in 100%, and I have gotten him everything a kid would want: a go-kart, four-wheeler, dirt bike, three-wheeler moped. A child's dream, in my opinion. And I have a motorcycle I'd give him rides on all the time, but he doesn't want to ride any. As he has little desire to enjoy the toys, and has been that way for 3 years when he got a four-wheeler for his birthday. Our now 2-year-old is the opposite. He's ready to go. He loves going on rides and is already learning the four-wheeler. So I've been looking into the idea of buying a racing go-kart and starting to teach him how to race. I presented this idea to my girlfriend, and she began to complain that it wasn't right I'd buy one racing setup and not the other. I tried pointing out everything else he has had to play with over the years and lack of desire. I am ready to make a move and buy a go-kart, but will I be in the wrong for only buying one? I don't feel I've ever left her child out on any joys in life, but it's several thousand in startup cost for a unit. Help.
Okay, the kid's freaking 2 years old, first off. 2 years old.
Yeah.
Like, Avery is driving, she's, 2.5? She's driving one of those, like, battery-operated gator things, driving like this. Like, she ain't paying attention. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I would say it comes down to the fairness of how much, if it comes down to money, how much did he spend on the girlfriend's kid? And then, it's tough to say because obviously I don't have kids. But I could also, to an extent, sense favoritism for the girlfriend favoring her kid and then him favoring, his and her kid. And, you have to treat everyone equal. I would just say get rid of the girlfriend. I mean, let's be real.
That seems to be the easiest option.
It would be the easiest option and would save a ton of money. Let's be real.
That's very cutthroat, but that's true.
I mean, it's only been 5 years. It's only 5 years.
It's only 5 years.
You're not married.
Easy. Easy now.
What, the marriage word?
Yeah.
Well, okay. He's I don't know the relationship. I mean, he hasn't been married, and he's already spent enough money on the quote unquote step kid. Okay, no, this is probably gonna hit. You started this. This is what you wanted.
Yeah. This is what we got.
Okay, where was I just going with this, Jordan? Basically, there is no, unless they've been living together, and whatever the law of when you live together for so long, you're pretty much married but not married. So what's mine is yours is. Mm-hmm. So does that play an effect for this?
I don't know if it has to go that in depth, but
I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah, no, you're right. I get what you're saying. You pointed out a great point. It didn't really come across when I was reading it myself. Right, they're only in a relationship. They're not married. Mm-hmm. But like you said, I mean, they've been together for long enough. It said 5 years. Mm-hmm. That's you've grown an attachment to this child.
Did he say how old the step kid is?
4. So he's been around since the child was very young.
Oh, hang on. He's been with her for 5 years and the kid's 4?
Right, yeah,
Does that math add up?
Yeah, 4. Yeah, because the child was. Yeah, right. There's some overlapping numbers here.
Yeah.
There's some serious overlapping numbers. Yeah.
I'd say get rid of her.
Wait, we might have another issue here.
What's the issue?
Wait, these numbers don't really.
You're welcome.
He says nearing 5 years. So they're not together for 5 years, but they're nearing 5 years. It sounds like okay, so the child was 8 months old when he came into the picture.
Okay.
So he's almost 4. Right. So they started a relationship like when the child was very, very young.
Okay.
I mean, there's plenty of people that are in previous relationships that,
we don't know the fine details, obviously. But is he the asshole? I don't think so.
It's definitely, yeah, I can see it being okay, but like, because he pointed out that he gave plenty of opportunity for his stepchild to his stepson. I don't know why I changed that. To get into automotive stuff like 4-wheelers and, bikes and stuff. And obviously if they don't have any interest, then why would you want to waste money when your other child is showing interest?
Yeah.
So why just because one is showing interest and, you want to dive into that with them, that doesn't mean does that mean you have to include the other one? Obviously he thinks of them as equal.
Yeah.
But, when one's not showing any interest,
I feel like if it was like 12 and 14 maybe, but not 2 and 4.
Yeah, they're also very young.
Yeah, this is a little much for this guy and his girlfriend.
I would say he's not the asshole.
No. Correct. I would agree.
Especially since he didn't actually go through with anything. He's just
asking.
Contemplating.
Yes.
So yeah. Yeah, all right. No, you're not the asshole.
Good job.
You're good on the asshole meter.
All right. Check.
How many times am I going to say asshole on this podcast?
Yeah, I guess I should have put like a warning in the beginning. Just an FYI. There is going to be cursing.
All right. Yeah, I don't know how else. You can't really.
No.
That's just.
You can't walk around it.
All right. So, we'll move on to. I do, but I didn't want to go right to. Oh, we'll go to this one.
Okay.
All right. Am I the asshole for refusing to watch F1? So this is somebody from across the pond. So the typing might be a little bit iffy on here. So my husband.
Can you give the accent with it?
So my husband.
Thank you.
So my husband came out as a Formula One fan 4 years ago. We've been living together for 9 years. He's been trying to get me into it, but the thing is, I don't like racing. I don't like race cars, and I can't stand the noise or even the commentator's voice on TV. Oh my God. In my time zone, it's on early in the morning, and I don't like watching TV before lunch. His daughters, they're in their late teens from a previous marriage, started supporting the sport, and they watch it together Sunday mornings in the family room. I find it cute, father-daughter bonding thing, and they know I won't participate in it because my dislike hasn't changed over the time, despite his efforts. Cue to today. Early morning on a cold winter Sunday. Oh. Daughters are not home. I woke up, went to the bathroom, and when I came back to our bedroom, hubby was watching TV in a very quiet volume, waiting for the race to start. I found it unpleasant, and I asked him to mute the TV until the race started. He said no. I asked again, and then he got up, got dressed, told me I was kicking him out of my bed when it was cold outside, and went to watch the race downstairs. The broadcast finished a few hours ago, but he's still mad at me. So, Redditors, am I the asshole?
Oh, my God. Okay. I'm going to go with no, not the asshole. There's plenty of... Yeah, there's plenty of, oh God, I'm judge away, but I don't watch any sports. And I used to hate, give me the eye twitch here, used to hate listening to football. I hated the commentating. It's not for me. It gets under my skin, so I can relate to her. Luckily, Mike and I are kind of on the same page with a lot of sports. I mean, he'll watch it and he's into it, but not die hard. So, I mean, as long as I think it's great that the husband and the daughters have something together, and I feel like as long as she has something that they can all come together with, that's fantastic. But I think it's okay that he has his own thing, she has her own thing. But if this is really the conversation of who kicked who out of the bed, how many freaking TVs are in the house? Let's be real. I mean, she could have went into a different room. Or he could have, he knows she's not a fan. So I think he could have been more accommodating. If she's not saying like, oh, there is house chores to be done or laundry or you should be outside mowing the lawn. She's just saying go in another freaking room. Yeah. Like, no, she's not the asshole.
Yeah, no, I'm the more you, not that I was on the other side of it, but now I'm pretty much fully agreeing. I mean,
it's the perspective.
I get it. There was times probably earlier on in Courtney and I's relationship where it was like, probably when we weren't in our own place, where it was like, I'm turning on the TV to watch something I want to watch. And she's like, I don't want to watch this. Mm-hmm. Like, I was like, well, I don't have anywhere else to go. I mean, it's changed now. Like I will gladly just sit in the living room and watch TV. Whatever I want to watch. We obviously know what each other is going to tolerate and what the other one's not going to.
Yeah.
So I get it. Like, it's early in the morning.
And if she doesn't watch TV first thing in the morning, I don't blame her.
Yeah.
No way.
Right. I mean, it might have been super early. Mm-hmm. It sounds like it was super early. She might have just wanted to go back to bed and, and relax and peace and quiet. And, he was trying to be a little bit accommodating by having it on a low volume, but it's like you are still watching something on TV. Like, yeah. So kind of a dick move on his part, and you should just accept it and just go to the next room.
It's been 4 years of him watching F1, so it's not like he doesn't know.
Yeah.
Right? Like Mike and I are on the same page. There are shows that, like, we'll be watching on Netflix trying to find a movie one night together, and I'm like, oh, let's watch this. He's like, oh, I already watched that. I'm like, what the? Like, you're supposed to keep those things for me so we can watch together and watch the things that I don't want to watch on your own damn time.
Did you guys ever finish Stranger Things?
Did we? I don't know. Maybe.
This is a very old conversation.
I feel like we had to have. If we started watching it, then we had to have finished it. Can you give me like a quick what happened?
Maybe. Yeah.
I feel like we did.
I would. I mean, I forget where you told me you guys were. Because this is when Stranger Things was like huge. Everybody was watching it. You guys were a few episodes in.
Mm-hmm. I feel like we probably did. We're usually pretty, but Mike likes to watch, like, we actually just got done watching it, which is definitely not something we normally would watch, but New Amsterdam.
Oh, okay.
There was like 7 seasons, and by like the 2nd season, Mike's like, can we watch something else? I'm like, no, we have to finish this. We have to finish the whole thing before we go on to something else, because then you just can't bounce back and forth. I can't do that. Sorry, I got to be committed. I
mean, it has to be really bad for me to stop watching.
Exactly.
Normally, by that point in a series, you've become somewhat attached.
Yeah.
If it's that bad, then.
Ironically, last night, it's like 11 o'clock at night. Mike's in New York. I'm in New Jersey, obviously. And in case you didn't pick up on that, we're in New Jersey, Jordan.
That's why I'm here.
I call Mike, and before he even like gets a second to say hi, I'm like, I'm in the wrong era. And he goes, oh, hi to you too. I was like, I should have been born in the 1800s. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I want to be a queen of a country. And he goes, what are you watching now?
At least he knew.
I'm like, well, you know me well. I was like so fired up. He's like, how come you can't have these conversations at like lunchtime? You have to have them at 11 o'clock at night. I'm like, it's your wheels just start turning, you know?
What's the difference?
I don't know. Except for when you got to wake up early and then you're really like, oh, so yeah. Anyways.
What made you want to be back in the 1800s?
The show I'm watching.
That's New Amsterdam?
No, New Amsterdam's, it's getting hot in here.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm starting to sweat over here. Oh man, this is dangerous.
That's why I wear black.
Good job. I also noticed we both have the flag shirts. I like this.
Mm-hmm. Mine's something different.
But it's still chill.
I just like the saying on the back.
You should have put your shirt on backwards so we could have seen it, dude.
I'll show it at the end. I'll just randomly turn around.
Okay. This isn't really technically racing stuff, but like it intrigues me, like Queen Elizabeth, Princess Diana, like those.
Oh yeah,
that stuff. Yeah. And I mean, I'm just gonna put it out there. I think it's called Bridgerton.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that
I've never seen it, but I've heard about it. Yeah,
a scandalous really, really, for the women out there, I mean, even men can watch it too. Really good. So right now I'm watching.
Don't exclude us.
I know, okay. I know. Well, I remember Mike came in, I think at some point when I first started watching Bridgerton, and it was probably like a sex scene. He's like, "You're watching this without me?" And I'm like, I don't think you would like it, but just because there's a freaking sex scene. So now there's a spinoff. I forget, it's Queen something. And so it just really, what's the word I'm looking for? Intrigues me because of how women were treated back in the day. Mm-hmm. And I mean, that's, again, bringing that up again, but how women were treated and how far they've come. But ladies that like became queens, you know, the statute they had to represent and the person they had to be and the decisions they had to make and, you know, arranged marriages and kind of like forming the world. And I'm like, that is amazing.
Yeah.
So Mike's like, can't we just be happy with where we're at right now? And I'm like, no. Yes, of course. I'm happy. I love him dearly.
No. No, I want to rule everything.
Exactly.
That's where we're really getting to.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mike likes his explanation last night was we equal each other out because he's very, he's just a happy person. He's just, what?
And you're not?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's happy.
He's just so happy, and I'm just not.
I guess that makes sense. Thank you. I did not mean it that way. But
and then together we make one normal person.
Well, I'm very, we're both driven, but I don't want to say content. He's comfortable. He's happy. Yeah. Whereas I'm like, what's next? What's next? What's next? So like I push him and he brings me down. So we meet in the middle.
He's very grounded. He's a very grounded individual. And like you said, he's content with whatever's kind of going on. And yeah, he's obviously driven in a way.
Yeah.
But, he's a little more relaxed.
He doesn't want to rule the world like I do. So,
and that's fair.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're doing it for him.
Exactly. Thank you. What's our next one? Am I the asshole?
Am I the asshole for wanting to rule the world?
Yeah. Anyone? Not like rule the world in a bad way. I'm talking like I just want to make an impact. Like this podcast, you know, like there's so many that my wheels were just turning last night. I was like, am I doing everything I should be doing? What else can I be doing?
Yeah.
What else?
Well, that's like me today. I'm sitting around wondering am I supposed to be doing more?
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with that, but it's I want to be doing. You just want to do more.
Absolutely.
When you're sitting there in your downtime, like I feel like I should be doing more, but in reality, you could just take the time.
Yeah.
Take the time for yourself. That's part of it too.
Yeah.
Wow, this is a self-reflection.
It totally
podcast.
turned. It totally turned.
The Am I the Asshole has turned us into self-reflecting. This is great. I love this.
Welcome to my life.
We're having fun. I didn't want to have to look inward today.
Sorry.
All right, let's get back. We've derailed. We're way off the tracks. Am I the
asshole? Bring it back. Circle in.
All right, let's see. This one, I'll do this one just because I like the title. This one's a little bit longer, so bear with me.
Oh boy.
Okay. Am I the asshole for not being 100% straightforward with my income so I could build shitbox race cars? So I'm 29, live with my fiance who's 26, and we've been together for 3 years. She recently found out that I make more money than I let on. I'm a self-employed contractor and bring home somewhere in the upper 5 digits. I do my best to live fairly frugally, since I have a healthy income for a guy my age. I've been doing it since I was 19 and started my own business when I was 23. Good for you, buddy. When I first started making good money, I made some decent investments and continued to do so. So I have a passive income nearing 50% of what I normally make, which combined brings me to the mid 6 digits. Good for you, pal. Wow.
At 29?
Yeah. I put about 70% of that money back into investments and savings, and the rest goes to my race car. This is the only real financial drain that I have. I've been building race cars since I was 13 and racing them since I got my license at 16. This is where the argument happened. She found out that not all of my investment money is going back into more investments or savings, and she flipped her lid. This made me angry, as I made sure she could do her last 2 years of college and not have to worry. I own I own the house and property that we live on. I bought a significant chunk of property from my uncle to build on for very cheap. I own all of my project cars and bikes. I have 0 credit card debt. The only monthly payments that we have is her car, which we finance so she could build better credit. And my motorcycle, besides the insurance and subscriptions and all that stuff with Netflix, blah, blah, blah. I love building cars. It's my favorite goddamn thing in the world, and it doesn't diminish our central incomes. I feel like I should be able to do what I want with my money that I made. Sorry for being a bit rambling. I'm drunk at a friend's house on my phone. So Reddit, am I the asshole?
He's getting deep in his feelings right there. You should have just gave his address and his first and last name.
Oh man, I love the ending. Sorry that I'm rambling. I'm drunk.
Yeah, I can. That would make a lot of sense. So, it sounds like he has a solid foundation. I mean, it sounds like he knows what he's doing. I think, I'm trying to like be relatable in a sense, but like, they're not married yet, but it is
Correct.
nice to know what you're going into.
Yeah.
But every relationship's different. Mike and I are extremely open. Like, I know what he makes. He knows what I make. We know where our money goes. So I think if he was intentionally lying, he's the asshole. There's a reason why he was lying. There's a reason why he wasn't telling her. So if that's one secret, there's plenty of other secrets that could be had. But if it was just not mentioned and she's crazy, then she's the asshole.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's true. It sounds more like it's something that just didn't really get mentioned clearly.
Mm-hmm. Like where his money was getting spent.
Right. And I mean, didn't she notice that he has a lot of project cars? And you would think in that, I mean, it sounds like they've been together. I don't think it said how long they've been together.
3 years, and it's their fiance.
Right, yeah. They've been together for 3 years.
And they're getting married.
They're getting married.
3 years is still early. Like, you're still learning. You're still like in your honeymoon phase at 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years. And I mean, he's a bit older. They're not that much younger, but.
And she's in college. So, to me, maybe it could be her upbringing. She could live in a scarcity mindset with money. Mm-hmm. And, but she also needs to realize, like, he doesn't owe anything. He's not in debt. He's doing pretty well for himself. And if he wants to spend money over here and tinker on cars and stuff, like, by all means, sounds like it's a conversation they need to be had. Like, not drunk.
It sounds like it's, they need to just sit down and listen.
You know what this is reminding me of? Oh my God, we should totally do what I never remember. What is the woman that used to write in not the racing papers, but the newspapers, like the gossip column?
Oh,
it was a woman.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm blanking.
Okay. If anyone remembers, drop it in the comments, because
nope.
I'm thinking Sally, but Sally, no. I'm
thinking Nancy.
No, Nancy, no. So basically what I was thinking, not sharing the drama side, what I was thinking is people could literally anonymously drop this to us and we can give advice.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm in a very happy, healthy relationship. How about you? Careful, Courtney listens to this.
Yes, yeah, totally. Yeah, it's actually our 12-year anniversary today
yes.
of being together. Not our anniversary for our marriage, but 12 years today. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Courtney. I'm sorry. No, yeah.
Just always know just to say sorry. Don't cause the argument. Just say you're sorry. Even if you don't know what it was, just say you're sorry.
I walk in the house just apologizing.
Yes, I'm sorry. And she'll say, for what? I'm like, I don't know. Whatever's gonna happen.
Whatever's gonna happen.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to suggest, if anybody wants to send in some of these kind of stories, but yeah, I mean,
I gotta get like a main hub, a place like I did the form. I did that form that turned out really well. Maybe I can find like a place to just link it so it's like so it's anonymous because like no one wants to put out their laundry, right?
Well, you can have the choice if you want to be anonymous or not. Mm-hmm. That's always good. But yeah, this guy. We'll circle back here.
Okay.
We'll bring it back.
Bring it back again.
This guy, I don't think he's the asshole.
No.
It just was something that was kind of an oversight. I'm sure maybe he thought that, these are just my things to do. I spend my own money. It's not, and as he says, it's not coming from like his actual income. Like it's coming from his investments. Like it's not spare money, but his extra money or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming from money that he is
making. Yeah.
On top of what he's working for. So, it sounds like it's something that'll probably work itself out.
Yeah. Well, if not, she wasn't worth it. So
if not, give me a call, buddy.
Yeah.
You got a lot of money and I like shitbox race cars too.
That sounds great.
Yeah. Okay, that was a good one. I like that one. I just like that he wrote shitbox race cars in the title. Sorry, that drew me in.
Yeah.
You're
like, oh shit, I got this.
Like, absolutely. All right. What do you think? One more?
One more? Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Actually, I have two more.
Two more. Nail it.
Okay.
Send it.
All right, we'll save that one for last. All right. Am I the asshole for not letting my friend drive my car? So first off, this isn't just a regular car. This is a full SCCA, which I did not look up what it is. SCCA track prepped race car. I do auto racing on the weekends. So it sounds like it's a regular car. Road course track stuff. So I went to visit my friend in Alabama, and I brought my car along as I have never been to Barber Motorsports Park and wanted to drive it. So we hung out for a few days. Then I invited them to come along and watch. As the day went on, he had asked if he could drive it. I didn't want to let him, as he has crashed his first car twice and almost blew the engine in the second car. Mind you, these are street cars, not track cars like mine. I didn't want him to wreck it, as race cars aren't cheap, as we all know. Mm-hmm. I also didn't want to tell him the real reason why, so I BS'd and said the seatbelt isn't configured for him. That's a good excuse. So I thought that would be the end of it, but he asked me to adjust it for him, and I said I didn't want to deal with it. It went on a bit more during lunch. Then he finally said I was being an ass about it and said I should just let him drive it because we are friends. Mind you, I am also going over the possibility of him getting hurt, as I would be liable for the injury and didn't want to risk it. He eventually just up and left, and I went about my day and went home afterwards. Am I the asshole in this situation? He's my friend, and I hate to make anyone upset, but I also didn't want a wrecked car or him getting hurt.
Sounds like he needs a new friend. I don't like this guy. I don't like his friend.
I don't like him either.
No boundaries. Not doesn't care about his buddy's car. No, he's not the asshole.
In our world, that's not a thing.
No.
Obviously, it definitely doesn't transfer over from these people that build up their own personal cars and then go race them at road courses.
They can drive them on the road, but
right.
Yeah.
It doesn't really transfer over, but could you imagine just somebody
getting pissed off,
walking up and being like, "Hey man, I want to drive your car." It's like, no, absolutely not.
Who do you think you are?
Even people that I know race that are friends of mine, I'd be like, no.
Yeah.
I drive the car.
Yeah. You want to drive the car? You go buy your own car. You go put your own car together. No, he's definitely not the asshole. That I feel like I could see I don't have very many friends outside of racing that don't understand racing, right? So I'm thinking a friend from college way back when, really wasn't that long ago, but I could see me bringing her to the races and if I were racing, she'd be like, "Oh my God, let me try. Like, oh my God." I'm like, no, no, absolutely not. So yeah, he's definitely not the asshole. The guy was overstepping and he just needs new friends.
And it sounds like he didn't have a great track record. It's not like he was, squeaky clean record with cars and then was, asking It's like, dude, no. Like, you've torn your own stuff up before.
Like, if the guy was a better racer than him, maybe he could learn something.
Right.
But this friend sounds like a Joe Blow. Sorry to Joe, because it's such a terrible nickname, Joe Blow. That's like Karen.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, whoever comes up with these names, I'm sorry for Joes and Karens out there.
I'm glad I don't know any Karens, like, closely.
Yeah.
Because I would just apologize every time. Be like,
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry what you go through.
Yeah, that's terrible. That's terrible. Anyways, so definitely not the asshole.
Have we found anybody to be the asshole yet?
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah. You picked him.
I had a very limited.
Yeah, I know.
I have very limited choices
Start
here.
dropping them in the comments, guys, so we can read these for the next one. Give us your stories.
Let's give Mandee more work and have her give you a way to post your own.
Yeah.
And so we can read them.
I'll figure it out. It's fine.
I want to hear, all right, the race car drivers that are listening and watching. Like, because I found other ones that were, there was a few that people posted videos with, but they were like, they were people that did iRacing.
Okay.
And I didn't want to get complicated because, like, it's not like I'm going to be like, here, guys, look at the video, and then watch the video, and then you, like, we could do something like that, but that's way too far. But it's like, oh, like, was I this asshole in this situation? And I'd watch the video, I'd be like, no, you're good, man. But then it's like, there's no way to transfer that over here. Like, there's no way for us to do that. But there was a couple of those, like, that's what I would love to see. Like, oh, here's the situation on the that happened on the racetrack. Like that, those are the stories I want to hear.
So it's super funny. I feel like you always have this interesting timing when we're together here, Jordan, because I ironically tweeted something earlier today, something on the lines of like, don't seek validation from people that aren't playing the same game as you. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I'm all for this Reddit, but I would never ask someone like a racing question if they're just a fan. If they like, you don't go to a fan stand and say, hey, how did I look? You go to the race car driver that's got the background, that's got the history, that's got the wins. Hey, how did I look? What did you think? It was a podcast. That's what it was. Like, a chess player isn't going to go ask a football player, what move should I make? Right? They're not going to have a goddamn clue. So like, why would you ask them? So, that was just my two cents. I could keep going, but I'll stop. So
it made sense.
Thank you. Made 2 cents.
It made 2.
It made 2.
Can't make dollars if it doesn't make sense. That's what I always say.
Oh, I like that one. But that's like the questions people drop in the comments and ask and send messages about. It's racing related. No one's gonna ask me about football.
No.
Not now. No. Not now. Oh, jeez.
Definitely not.
Rude. No, I'm just kidding.
I know you don't like sports.
Exactly. So you're not going to ask me those questions. No. Like, ask me.
We took you to a hockey game once, and we thought we had just done something terrible to you.
I'm sorry.
Just years ago.
I'm pretty sure I put that out of my memory already. So
it's like the most bored you've ever been in your life.
A lot of people tell me that my facial expressions just tell all, so I wear them a lot.
You always tell what you're thinking.
Yeah, thank you. You really can. So yeah, I like the idea of Reddit. Is it something that I'm not putting it down, but is it something I would personally use? No, but like for the stories, hilarious.
Oh, it's great. It's like hilarious.
I would not have heard these elsewhere. Like, I can tell you my own stories, but like, of course, I know if I'm the asshole or not. Mm-hmm. Of course, you should know.
Never. Never.
No?
No, me. Oh, absolutely
always.
Me. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
But no, there's a lot of really funny ones. I encourage, in moderation, going on Reddit and reading other ones that aren't just ones that are just random.
Yeah.
Oh, some crazy story. There's people tell some crazy stories.
I'm all for the stories,
which makes you feel really good about yourself.
Oh, exactly. But when it comes down to like, are these people actually taking the advice from these people in the comments? That's what scares me. I hope not.
If you read down through the comment, like if it's something that somebody like freshly posted, you can go down through and you can see them like interacting with with like people commenting and either being like, oh, well, I can see your point, but this is kind of how I thought it. And most of them are just like, oh yeah, like I didn't think about it that way. Or most people kind of just, I don't know, some people are just looking for advice. There's ones that people are just looking for advice.
Yeah.
In most of them,
it should be the advice podcast. This should be the advice podcast. If you want my advice.
Yeah. Hey, if you need advice on something.
I mean, we're here. We're all here. Because I don't know. Yeah. I'm so torn. I like it, but I'm also against asking the advice from those people. So as long as it's just a funny story, didn't you have one more?
I have one more. This one's a little more serious. I probably shouldn't have ended on this one. Is this the last one I have? Sorry for the dead space here, but yeah, we'll just go into this one. We'll be fine.
We can spin it.
We'll be fine.
It'll be great.
It'll be fine. It'll be okay. All right. Am I the asshole for telling my husband he can't go on a planned trip because of my PPD, postpartum depression? Hold on.
You have like the reader's voice.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
My husband and I have a 5.5 month old, and I've just been diagnosed with postpartum depression by a psychiatrist. My husband has been planning to take part in a dirt bike racing event since winter for the summer races, but now that we're nearing the summer, he's explaining more to me about how many weekends he'll be away, and it all just became extremely daunting to me. I am struggling with day to day, and the weekends are something I look forward to because he's home and we can split the baby duties. I normally also have my mom around for a lot of support since she's retired, but she'll be away during the couple of weekends that he's going, so I won't have the same support already that I normally do. He's telling me that he's been planning this for months and is acting as though this is coming as a surprise and that I'm somehow inconveniencing him when I didn't know back in the winter that this was something I'd be faced with. Am I the asshole for saying he can't go to as many of the races as he initially planned, especially when my mom will be away? I just don't see this being unreasonable, but maybe there's a perspective I'm missing. Thank you in advance.
It takes two, and they had a baby. Like I would say, let me say this right. Postpartum depression is a very serious thing, and if he's not there during the week, let alone not going to be there on the weekends, that's not fair. I would say that it has to be a healthy balance, and honestly, at the end of the day, the most important thing is the child.
Absolutely.
So, where's the child fall into the mix of this?
Yeah, this is hard. I mean, this is something my wife and I personally, I personally have some perspective on this. Courtney, with both of our girls, went through a little bit of this, and definitely had postpartum depression. I'm using her words, not mine. So I completely understand, because there was definitely times where, I couldn't, and with both girls, it kind of seemed there was a lot going on. Things have to be put aside. You can't really plan big things. I remember when Emma was born, a couple weeks later, like 2 weeks later, was the 76er. Like I was going with Corey to Granby for the 76er, and for me it was hard, just personally, because it was my first, other than going to work, it was my first, like, we were there all day. Yeah. So you're there all day, all night. So that's hard. So like it's weird that knowing if he knew how much she was struggling, like you're kind of a dick for even still, like I understand it's something.
Oh wait, no wait, it was the wife. Ah shit, I thought we were gonna finally say she's like they're the asshole. No,
he's
the asshole.
She's not the no. She's perfectly 100% in her right to say, like, hey, I need help.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
no, please, like at the very least, and with my own experience with Courtney and I, like there's been plenty of times she's like, just be prepared for me to need you. Like there's been plenty of times like she's been super awesome with both girls in both of these situations where she's like, I still want you to do whatever it is, but I just want you to be ready for me.
Yep.
Like she would take on so much. So, and it sounds like she's kind of in that same situation. Like, listen, I just don't want you to be gone so much. Like, I understand you planned these multiple weekends, but like if there's a way to cut it down, like it sounds like there's just some compromise that was needed, which is something that, you know, me and Courtney went through as well. It's like just, she's like,
it's a learning curve.
She's like, just don't listen. If it's a 2-day thing, like just maybe one day, or if please don't be gone all day. You know, there's just going to be times where I need my own space. And so, she is not the asshole whatsoever for it. And she's, you know, the fact that she's even contemplating that means you're not in the wrong at all.
No, and it's sounding like it's probably their first child.
Yeah. Yeah. So
planned or not planned, you know, they still need to again compromise, and life changes. Like the kid is the most important thing now. You don't come first anymore.
Nope.
So he is the asshole.
He's the asshole. We'll just proclaim.
I'm enjoying that we're just saying asshole.
So on the asshole meter, well, I mean, it's you're the asshole, buddy. Sorry, just, you know, you have to, like you said, kids first, and that usually means helping mom. Yeah. So
for sure.
Yeah, sorry, that was kind of not a downer, but we were having so much fun. We were having a lot more fun with the other ones. This one, it's like, hey, sorry you're going through so much. You're not the asshole. You're good.
Yeah. And I feel like, you know, maybe it doesn't have to be like, are you the asshole? If you're going to like send us questions, it can just be like an advice kind of thing, right? Like you don't have to worry about if we're going to say you're an asshole or not. It's just what our perspective is and where we think, you know, maybe you should take this into consideration, right?
Yeah. If you're just looking for a little bit of another perspective, maybe it's always good to have other perspectives on certain things. So I like it.
I wasn't planning on that, but I kind of like it.
All right, good. I'm glad I can give you more work.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right.
Always makes me feel good.
Holy crap-a-moly, we've been rolling. So thank you guys. Thank you, Jordan.
Hey, thanks for having me back.
Yes. So few things. Let's see. We've got new, even though Jordan's not ours, it's fine. New merchandise. Head over to dirttrackuntold.com. Get yours. We've got t-shirts. We've got sweatshirts. And don't forget, July 23rd, 12 to 4 o'clock, come to Frenchtown, New Jersey. Here at the Pauch headquarters is our Pauch Racing open house. We have a lot of exciting stuff planned. We've got snow cones for kids. We're going to get all
kids.
I know it's not just for kids. Thanks for just
thanks for alienating the rest of us.
His face was just like, oh, just for kids. Okay, so we're gonna.
She looked right at me like
you have kids.
It's just for kids, Jordan.
We're gonna have more stuff for kids, but bring the whole family out. All the money that we are raising is going to Shriners, to the children. So really excited. We have a lot of good stuff coming. We're gonna have food, drinks. So thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Check back next Tuesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the next episode. And again, make sure that you are subscribed to all the podcast platforms. What podcast do you like? Platform?
I'm always on Spotify.
Yeah, I use Spotify too. Yeah. This isn't like an ad for Spotify, but that's just my go-to.
Yeah, no, Spotify is always great for podcasts. I mean, I use it for everything, music and podcasts.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty baller. So thank you again, and we will catch you guys next time.
See you guys later.
See ya.